Hey everybody, Martin Schultz here, and today I want to speak about hurdling styles. Now, the reason I want to talk about hurdling styles is because I believe it is the most overlooked aspect of hurdle training. This past season, I saw or actually realized that not all hurdle exercises are meant for all athletes. Some exercises make some athletes faster, some make some athletes slower, and unfortunately, some exercises injured athletes. Now, as the season progressed, and as we came to the end of the season, I started asking myself the question, why is this happening? Why is some athletes going faster than others? And that is when I came across the different hurling styles. Now, before we continue into the video, I just want to clarify that this is not a video to show you how you can improve your hurling technique. This is a video to show and explain the different hurling styles. And that just because someone looks different over a hurdle doesn't mean that they have incorrect technique. Now, with that said, let's get into it. So the different hurling styles is based on your external resistance. And simply, external resistance is the amount of time your lead leg takes before it reaches the hurdle. Now, if you have a higher external resistance, you will have less time. And the opposite is true as well. If you have a lower external resistance, you will have more time before that lead leg reaches the hurdle. So based on these times, you'll get 3 different hurdling styles. So the first style is your swing style. This is most commonly your tall and fast hurdlers. And then you have a running style, which is your athletes or your hurdlers that is a good height, good speed, in most cases, amazing speed. And then lastly, you have your push-off style. And the push-off style is most commonly associated with your shorter hurdlers, but still highly functional. Now, let's dive into the swing style. So the swing style is, as we said before, your taller and faster hurdlers or your faster athletes. And they experience the most external resistance of all hurdlers. This is because they have longer strides, and because of that, they attack the hurdle from a lower position and therefore have less time before that lead leg reaches the hurdle. Now, the biggest characteristics of the swing style is that lead leg movement is extremely active. They have a great run clean in the attack phase, and that their lead leg's knee is bent at the moment of crossing the barrier. Now, an example of a swing style hurdler is Grant Holloway. Second fastest hurdler ever was a 1281. And I'll just let it run through. And I'll just pause it. Yeah. Now, as you can see, at the moment of toe off, that run clean is more than it will normally be if you are just sprinting. And how close that lead leg is actually to the hurdle. Now, as we said, they have the highest external resistance, which means that they have the least amount of time before that foot reaches the hurdle. And of this frame, we can see how close he is, and that he doesn't have a lot of time. Now, as you go over the hurdle, you'll see that that knee never fully extends. And I just want to make clear that this was not coached. This is something that he naturally did since he's been doing hurdles for the first time. This is the style he developed. If you try to coach this out of the athlete, he will get injured. I've tried to do it with my athletes, and they did get hamstring injuries. So if you think of, oh, they shouldn't have a bent knee, don't change it. Again, this was not coached. This is something that is naturally occurring, and use it. So then the second style is your running style. Now, the running style is your hurdlers that is a good height, amazing speed, and when they do hurdles, they just look in control. They look fluent. they are running over the hurdles. These are what I call your trophy hurdlers, because this is what everybody says the hurdling technique should be looking like. And this is what I thought the hurdle technique should look like before. Now, the characteristics of the running style is that lead leg is completely straight the moment the foot goes over the hurdle. And this is where the big difference comes in between the running and the swing style, is that lead leg. Now, also the lean is not as excessive. And an example of a running style hurdler is Aris Millet, the world record holder, 2012 Olympic champion, and I'll just let us run through. Now, as you can see, at the moment of toe off, how much further he is away from the hurdle than Ron Holloway, for instance. And that just gives him that a little bit more time to perform that running style technique. Now, as you can see, Franklin is not as excessive as Ron Holloway's. And then as that lead leg gets to the hurdle, that knee extends fully. And there he goes, foot over the barrier, and boom, knee fully extended. The hurdle style technique, people. This is what I have been coaching for a couple of years. This is what I believe hurdle technique should be looking like. And this is what I have attempted to coach swing style hurdlers. And every single time they ended up either with a way slower time over the hurdles or with an hamstring injury. So again, if you attempt to coach your swing style hurdlers, running style, they will get injured. And then, so lastly, let's go into the push-off style. And the push-off style is your shorter hurdlers. Now, characteristics of short hurdlers, as we all know, is that they do step further away from the hurdle, which is a characteristic of the push-off style. And then the big thing here is that their lead leg is straightened and fixed in that position. So they not only reach full extension, but they stay there. So they will almost float over the hurdle. Now, what I've been told as a young coach is that do not float over the hurdle. Floating is wrong. But you will see an example of an Olympic champion in McLeod floating over a hurdle, doing the push-off style technique. Now, just wait for this. As you can see, torso, basically the running style. And then as that lead leg extends, there it's fully fixed. And then he stays in that position as he crosses over the barrier. So for that moment, it looks like he's floating. Now, I've been told, and I've been telling other coaches and athletes, do not float. But yet, here is someone floating over the hurdles. So yeah, that is the 3 different running styles. And again, I just want to clarify that if an athlete looks different over a hurdle, doesn't mean that they have incorrect technique. Do not just coach one style. Look at athletes, identify their running style, and then, or their hurdling style, and then work on that style. So yeah, I'll make a part 2 where I will show the height and speed for your hurdlers that will identify their specific style, and then also some exercises to coach your specific style better.